Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to what is probably going to be the final part of Donkey Kong Country 2 Unveiled. Wow, what a journey this has been. Back in the first part, I didn't even know if I was gonna, go through with the whole thing. I was just kind of testing it out. But what an amazing journey it turned out to be, and I could not be happier that I played it. And Empty Sis and everyone who worked on it, thank you so much for creating such a cool Donkey Kong Country 2 hack. It's just amazing that, for a long time there just really wasn't much Donkey Kong Country hacking being done, and then suddenly you can create amazing things like this. It is just awesome, and I hope to be able to play more Donkey Kong related ROM hacks in the future. But right now, one thing I want to do is something we have not done to this point, and that is watch the demo if we don't press the start button. Okay, so it brings us... yeah, so it looks like it's probably... interesting. Like, it's probably just the controls from the original game still mixed with other ones. Because yeah, we saw this in the Lost levels as well, where nothing had really been edited when it came to the intro demos. So it looks like maybe some things have been edited here a little bit, but nothing, too much. The reason I don't like watching demos before I'm at the end of the game is because I don't want to see anything that's coming up. There's some games like, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, for example. You're watching this really nice opening cutscene with really nice music, and then suddenly it's showing you like the Spirit Temple. It's like no one wants to see the end game before you've even actually started playing the game. But there you go. That was the intro demos. Didn't really spoil all that much there, but there you go. And here is where we left off last time. 44 hours and 22 minutes. How much longer will the final boss take? But before we get to that, one thing I want to go over, it was suggested in the comments of the last part. It was asked, what are my favorite levels in the hack and my favorite one overall? So let's just talk about that quickly for a couple minutes before we get on with things. So Shipwreck Shore, way back when we played this, I have to say that Bountiful Traps, if you watched it, which I'm assuming if you're watching the last part of this Let's Play, you probably watched the first one. If you haven't, I highly recommend doing so. But Bountiful Traps was so cool, and it was the moment that I was like, wow, this ROM hack is really something special, just because of what this level did, as well as, of course, how the DK coin ended up working out in it as well. It's really interesting, though, because the impression I got from this level didn't really do a good job, I guess, of showing what to expect from the rest of the hack. Bountiful Traps is the kind of level that you would never see in like an official Donkey Kong Country 2 game. It definitely felt more ROM hacky than other levels. Now, personally, I love that kind of thing. I thought it was a lot of fun, but it definitely had a different feel, I think, than what we got from the rest of the hack. But of course, as it was only the second level, I had no idea what to expect at that point. But of course, everything has just been so fun. When it comes to World 2, I think Mind Over Metal has to take the cake. It was really tough and just really unexpected at the time. Of course, now we've learned so many tricks, I could probably, replay it and not have much trouble with it at all. But it was a lot of fun, and I just loved, I never would have thought of the idea of taking a cannonball through the level as a requirement and not just for a bonus game. When it comes to Thawing Tundra, I think that Ceaseless Chase, not just because the power went out while we were playing it, but also because it's a lot of fun. And it's, definitely something that's, again, you're not expecting. It's a really cool concept. Densetsu no Ape, also a lot of fun, getting to use a whole bunch of animal buddies there. Overall, there weren't that many animal buddies in this hack, and I feel like when I had to use animal buddies, it was the times I enjoyed the least. Now, I still enjoyed them, but of course, as when we'll talk about World 5, like Decaying Depths, probably my least favorite level of the game, just because working up with Radley, not so much fun. I really love using the Kongs and controlling them. It just feels so good. But when it comes to animal buddies, there's times when it's just like, I don't know, it feels jankier than you'd like it to. Bramble Antics definitely takes it for me in World 4, and I think it's my favorite level in the hack overall. It had everything. It was tough. It was a Bramble themed level, which means you get great music. It was, of course, just the theme of it all. And it felt so great to overcome it in the end. And that's what I love from my video games, from levels, and from ROM hacks especially, is those moments that really push you and feel amazing once you get to the other end of them. And I was really interested that, the end of the game, the Lost World was very good, but it didn't have that you know, gauntlet style level that we had actually already experienced back in World 4. So yeah, Bramble Antics definitely just takes that for me because it was really tough, but also really fun and felt really awesome to beat. Moving on to World 5. You get Warp Woods, which I think definitely takes it for me here. Just a really cool concept again, not something you ever see in the original game, but once you figure it out, it just feels really fun to mess around with. And yeah, Decaying Depths, just not my favorite, but again, you know, once you get used to that one as well, still a very fun level. Moving on to World 6, Krem Keep. A lot of really cool levels here. I really liked Blast Zone. Again, introducing those, you know, light zingers that move around in the ring, which we learned later on was actually just a normal single zinger going around in the ring that moves so fast it looks like 4 zingers. That is just so neat, but I thought that was a really cool level. And of course, you also get Cask Task, you know, the one that everyone had been building up for, you know, parts and parts before I finally got to it, and it was really tough, again, just like Bramble Antics, but felt so awesome to beat in the end. And then who could forget Stronghold Showdown, the classic level, where we just really lucked out and found that DK coin in there. That was so cool. And, you know, just the club of coins, finding them, that was so fun. Lonesome Limbo, of course, only has 1 level, and it was a really cool level. I just got really lucky and beat it really quickly. And then when it comes to the Lost World, Soothing Shadows, the one where you can't run, you can't use the Y button at all. I think that was my favorite level in that. Even though, you know, you had Forge Gorge. My favorite levels are the ones where it's just like pure platforming and you can just do everything you expect you should be able to do, and it comes down to your platforming skills. So Forge Gorge really is up there for me for that reason, but I think that Soothing Shadows just did the whole not being able to use the Y button gimmick so well that, you know, it was just so fun to play. And again, another one that felt so fun to beat. So that's probably my favorite Lost World level. But with all that said, let's get to what you're actually here for. And that is the final boss. Now, I have seen nothing about this. Normally in Donkey Kong Country 2, when you face the final K.Rool, it's just 1 hit to beat him in a very standard room with no kind of hazards. All the things that can hurt you come from him. My guess is we're gonna see what we saw with the Cudgel fight way back in World 3, where it's all brambles except for like a couple wooden platforms on the floor. That would really make this tough. Otherwise, maybe Empty Sis has found some ways to add in like additional enemies or additional hazards, or maybe this fight takes more than 1 hit, unlike in the original game. I have no idea, but without further ado, let's do it. Krocodile Kore. With a K. Okay, so we get a barrel moving back and forth, and again, I actually wasn't paying attention to the Kong I came in here with. Is there, you think there's a filter? Oh, yeah, because we didn't get... Ooh, okay, yes. Normally you get both Kongs at the beginning of a boss fight, so it looks like we're only going to be going into this one as Dixie. A moving back and forth arrow barrel, a ghost arrow barrel at that. Oh, it switches back, so just like Bountiful Traps, where the Kong that you get switches depending on, you know, when you enter the level. Okay, so, and also of course the speeds of things has been picked up as well. So no, we're not out of the woods yet. If there's one thing we noticed when we played the Lost Levels ROM hack, the bosses were not changed up all that much. I never typically had any trouble beating them, but yeah, if I could avoid the gas, yes, okay, so it just all comes down to figuring out the timing. Timing with the barrel, timing with the cannonballs, and also, you know, then we get Diddy, and it feels like, you know, you definitely want to have Dixie. I feel like Dixie's definitely the Kong that's probably better for this fight, just because why wouldn't you want to be able to float? And since it's never like you can get both Kongs, it's like, well, just having Dixie makes the most sense. But I feel like, you know, there's not going to be much variation to this fight. It's just going to be learning the pattern. Unlike the, you know, original final boss, where there were timing shenanigans based on when you threw the cannonball into K.Rool's gun, it would change the timing for future sections. Since there's only 1 hit for this boss, I feel like it's just automated from beginning to end. You have no ability to control anything. And that's what it's going to come down to, is just learning the patterns. But okay, so now that we've figured all that out, let's get comfy in our seat here. And let's do this thing. We're definitely gonna have to life farm at some point. I didn't think to do that beforehand. The part that sucks the most about this is watching this cutscene like every time. But see, like, again, there's just no variation in anything. And then you do this, that's not so hard. And then, okay. It's just getting used to the different speeds, because 1 second, something's coming at you like a million miles an hour. And then the next second, you know, the speed kind of goes down a bit, and that was really interesting there. Suddenly we had cannonballs coming back from the left. That is not a feature of the original boss fight, unless I'm just really forgetting things. I do not believe it is, though. It's funny, just like with the original K.Rool fight, I don't memorize... Yeah, I just need to get better at that jump. It's so easy with Dixie. I have never really thought, you know, to memorize each and every pattern that K.Rool has, just because in the original game they're easy enough to just react to and dodge, you know, even if you don't have the muscle memory built in for them. But obviously, you know, in Unveiled you really want to know what it is you're doing and win. Oh, I thought I had landed and was holding duck, but I guess not. Okay, let's see if we can actually make some progress with Diddy this time. Again, though, I appreciate that. I always do that. It's a barrel moving back and forth. Because, of course, in the original boss fight, it was a cannonball, and that was the worst. You know, it was always in your way, no matter what you tried to do. But it being a barrel here, much like in Soothing Shadows, you know, barrels can be dealt with, because even if you touch them, it's not like it's instant death. There's still the possibility that once it shoots you out, like that, you're not going to die. Now, are they coming back from the left again? Like, I can't see. I couldn't get the screen to scroll to the left. But I guess I'm somehow dealing with this while everything is off screen. Oh, okay, well, purple is controls are reversed. Which again, in all of the different clouds that can be shot, control reversal is probably the best one. As long as you can just rewire your brain fast enough to deal with it. Now, again, even after that stage that we just beat, it looked like he was once again doing something that he never normally does. Shoots like a big circle of cannonballs or something. Very cool. So it looks like we're probably gonna get one more shot here with Dixie, and then we're gonna go do some life farming, which again we probably should have done from the beginning. But wow, really neat. I'm really enjoying how this boss fight has been changed up so far. Although thankfully it is just like pure memorization, because it doesn't seem like there's any randomization in the stages or anything like that. Once you know what's coming at you and once you've learned how to deal with it, you're good. There's just, of course, a learning process, as we've seen for pretty much every level and boss throughout this ROM hack. But after we life farm, we'll be back. I realize I don't have to do the World 6 version of the Lost World every time I want to get back to the final boss, but it just feels right for whatever reason. Did you notice that in the Lost World, the levels that you play move from left to right, where level 2, World 2's level is the farthest to the left? And then it gradually works its way to where the last one is on the farthest to the right. Don't know if I ever noticed that before, or if I did, I'd totally forgotten about it. But since we're entering this level with Dixie this time, this is going to be a Diddy attempt. Let's see if we can get farther than just like the first couple of cannonballs. I don't think it was making that sound effect before. That threw me off. That's what threw me off. I was otherwise prepared for it, but yeah, that was a really strange sound. Is it going to do it this time? No, nothing wrong that time. Very strange. All I've done since, you know, we last were here is go get those lives, so I'm not sure why sound effects would be messing up. But okay. Oh, no. Oh, yep, we've been away for a second, so I gotta get used to all the patterns again. That's okay, and then they're gonna come back. But the screen won't go to the left because K.Rool's on the right, so I guess the screen says, you know, you're gonna want to be seeing more of the side that K.Rool is on. And normally that's the side that the cannonballs would always be coming from too. So cannonballs coming back from the left side, the screen does not scroll to let you see them. But I guess if I stood here, maybe, no, because then even in like just moving a little bit towards the center, I need to get the Diddy part down. I'm not ready for that yet. But yeah, as I'm already just mentally trying to think about how to beat that next part, I'm not even concentrating on what we're doing here. Okay, let's see here. I remember in the instruction manual, it would always show this room when it was talking about the Lost World. And I was like, wow, that's such a cool picture. That's not even in the game, but it actually is if you get like right to the end. Which it's funny thinking back and playing the original Donkey Kong Country 2 as a kid. It wasn't just like, you know, a walk in the park, I beat each level as I got to it. There was a lot of backtracking to find items that I just didn't find in my initial run through. And I used to play games a lot more like that back as a kid. Unlike now where I like to 100% things before moving on. But okay, enough of ye old stories. Let's concentrate here and get back into the groove because we're going backwards rather than forwards. And you gotta watch this cutscene every time, as, you know, it doesn't even hurt you. As a kid, I didn't really understand why he was shooting fish, but yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be like he fell into the water and he came back, but he was too silly to even load his gun properly. Okay, so it's like I can't scroll the screen any more to the left, so you really just have to stand like right here. Okay, and then you gotta get lucky with the barrel, kinda. Oh, I could have just gone into the barrel instead of nicking that. That's not so hard. Oh, whoa, whoa. I let go of the Y button thinking that she would drop faster than that. It's okay though, another Diddy attempt never hurts. I think this is the farthest we've actually gotten with Diddy now. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to use that barrel sometimes if you have to. Now let's see, what can we do here? Just get nice and close. There we go. Alright, oh, okay. And there again, that's the farthest we've seen. Yeah, it's like one phase hasn't even ended yet, and then he starts shooting for the next phase, and you gotta be ready for that too. So it looks like I should probably count the cannonballs that come at you from the left side of the screen. What was it, like 7 maybe? And then be ready to act the second it looks like that phase is about to end. Like here we got 4, 5, 6, and is that the same number that come back? Sometimes he shoots an extra one, I feel like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, well we got this now. Now he's gonna do this thing. Okay, I had no idea how to prepare for that, but it looks like you just go through the gap. I didn't know if they were gonna, you know, kind of spiral towards you like one of the phases in the original boss fight. But no, that one's just kind of like a spread that you wanna fit through. Got it. And now we have another Diddy attempt here. But again, this doesn't really matter all that much, except I guess it kind of did. And see, that time the second set of cannonballs only had 2 instead of 3. There's something very strange about this boss fight, that sometimes it's like he doesn't shoot a cannonball he's supposed to. Maybe because the barrel's messing up like the number of sprites on the screen or something, I don't know. But there's definitely something a little strange going on that makes things a little bit inconsistent at times. Usually in my favor though, thankfully. And I'm already thinking ahead about those future scenes and not doing as well as I should on the beginning ones. Actually, now that I think about it... I'll say what I'm thinking after this. Okay. Yep, good, good. Yes. Yes. Okay, well see, you have no idea how to react to the next stage until it happens, right? Like, I had no idea that jumping over that one cannonball was going to put me into the direct line of fire of the next cannonball. There could have been a massive gap between shots. You just never know until you've experienced it. But that's what I'm saying, is that this fight is mainly just kind of, you know, mental memory. Figuring out each stage and then just remembering how it goes. But one thing I just did realize, though, is that when you enter the arrow barrel, it does stop moving for like half a second. And I guess that can kind of change the position of it, potentially changing the timing of things a little bit. But it doesn't seem like it's mattered all that much. And see, that one, I feel like sometimes there's an extra cannonball there and sometimes there's not. Otherwise, here's another Dixie attempt. I feel like a Dixie run's probably going to be the one where we win. Just because it's like, you know, how can you not love being able to float in this fight? You know, Diddy's nimbleness is very good too. And I can definitely see it being helpful for some of the later stages. We got to, you know, squeeze through gaps and such. But man, Dixie being able to float is just so nice. But yeah, you seem to have pretty much gotten these parts down now. See, like, there wasn't an extra cannonball there that time. Oh, that's okay. Just reversal. The funniest thing will be is if we get a hit on him, and then like we start celebrating and it turns out there's actually more than just one hit. Wow, look how much the timing changed just by jumping into that barrel a little bit early. Interesting. But yeah, I mentioned that there wasn't any level in the Lost World that I thought was, you know, really like, see that, he shot and nothing came out that time. Interesting, is that because the barrel was on screen? Maybe. I jumped a little bit too early there. And maybe that's just because, you know, we've improved a lot since we played Animal Antics back in the day. Perhaps the, you know, the true last level of the Lost World would have been really tough, I guess, with the skill set we started the game with. I don't think about that enough, I guess. You know, just how much we've grown throughout this journey. And should I ever play Donkey Kong Country ROM hacks again, you know, hopefully, you know, take that skill with us. Things be really simple. I know there's some, like, Kaizo level Donkey Kong Country 2 ROM hacks out there. I don't intend to ever play those. Kaizo's not my favorite, especially if it's ones that are, like, made with save states in mind. And we've made it this far without using save states, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so... Okay. 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 Oh, and it's coming back! Does this ever wear off? And that's pretty normal for what the K.Rool fight looks like. Oh. This does go on for a long time, which is of course what you expect. You know, based on the original fight, it just kind of goes on, even though it is only one hit. Oh my goodness though. The fact I did a lot of that, even with the reversed controls, does it just not wear off for like the whole stage? Because I feel like the only reason it started to wear off there was because I died. And actually, I was doing all that with Diddy, too. That's amazing. That was a really good attempt. I was kind of, you know, not so much thinking about it and just doing. But yeah, I feel like, you know, the second you get touched by that reversal smoke, you know, it's staying for the rest of the fight. So you really don't want to get that. Even though I was doing a good job of dealing with it. You know, it's a lot better if you don't have it. Oh, wow. I feel like even after I entered the barrel, it kept moving and completely threw off where I should have landed from. But alright, a Dixie attempt. Let's get deep into the fight with Dixie and see how that does. Yeah, the fact I did a lot of those jumps later on in the fight with Diddy, they'd be even easier with Dixie. You just gotta not make dumb mistakes like that. Whoa, I don't know how I dodged that one. I'll take it though, I guess. Oh, close though. Yeah, that one time where he does it, where like they curve upwards a little bit, it's like you can just hide in the corner. And then after that, there's another smoke at some point that I got hit by on that one Diddy run. So we just need to avoid that. And I feel like we're not far from the end. I feel like, you know, when he does that kind of like pyramid shot, where you get like, you know, the 3 that point upwards and the 3 that go down, I feel like that's probably getting close to the end. And we're not having too much trouble getting back there. Oh, whoops. Counted wrong. That one you can probably also just hide in the corner. Can I just... Yeah. And what comes next? This weird one. Oh, barely. If I just... A couple of seconds later, I could have gotten in behind that. And then again, there's gonna be like another puff of smoke at some point, and then that's the farthest that we've made it. How many lives we got? 2? Looks like we're probably gonna have to do some life farming again if this run isn't it. Probably do like another 25 lives or something. See how we can do it. Alright. No, obviously. It's time to life farm. Let's get a few more and let's give it another shot. Alright, so there's gonna be a puff of smoke or something soon? Why was my controls reversed at that point then? There's that pyramid again that's actually really simple to get back to. I was like, is the first attempt after life farming gonna be the one? It's amazing that life farming is almost therapeutic in a way. It's like, just take a break from what you're, trying to beat, clear your mind, and come back, with a fresh take on things. So I've never had anything against going and life farming. That's just another thing that, if you weren't playing the game legit, you wouldn't have to go life farm, and your experience would be completely different, I guess. Be a lot more tired because you'd never have that life farming break. But all right, let's get our mind back into it here. And yeah, Dixie is definitely going to be the one who beats this thing. I mean, I'm definitely not throwing away any Diddy attempts. We've done really well with him too, and I'm definitely going to take a victory with either one. But I get the feeling Dixie's probably going to be it. But yeah, again, we've only gotten to that part where we've seen the pyramid twice now. And I'm not sure why my controls were reversed there. I just don't remember what exactly it was who got them. Unless maybe because of where I was on the screen, there's another case K.Rool didn't shoot something. I could swear I guess the controls were reversed for a while. So maybe it was that second shot that got me and I thought there was a third one incorrectly? I just survived it for long enough? That's starting to sound more and more like what actually happened, but... Yeah, okay, so I guess we don't have as much to worry about then. If we can just get by that pyramid, which again would be very easy to do, especially with Dixie, I think that's probably getting to the end of the fight. Alright, so good. He did that thing where he didn't shoot the final shot, which is very nice. Very nice. So yeah, now there's no extra shot there. Oh no! Speak of the devil. And I pressed the wrong direction. Alright, very good. For this one, can you just hide in the corner? Yes, you can. And then you can just hide in the corner again. So there's a lot of hiding that you can do with that phase. Yes. Now, how does this phase go again? Okay. Okay. Like, that's not hard to deal with at all. It's just because it takes so long to get back to that part, I always forget what it looks like. But remember, after the one where it goes and it comes back, he shoots 2 low ones, 2 high ones that you can duck under. Got it. Not that hard to remember, just... Again, it's all about memorizing the phases. And until you see a phase a couple times, sometimes you don't completely grasp it. But now we've got that one, and then the pyramid. It'll be cool to see where things go from there. Now that time he shot the extra upper one. How is that gonna change things? Well, it's not, because we're not even gonna get to it. Ah! Oh no. Oh no. It's amazing just how uncertain having your controls reversed can make you feel. Oh, wow, so that time it was another cannonball that didn't get shot and not the last one. Interesting. Yeah, there's definitely, I feel like the barrel that's been added going back and forth that's not supposed to be there. It's causing a couple shenanigans to ensue in regards to K.Rool's attacks. And wow, that time I still went into the barrel, but I got reversed as well. Alright, we gotta get back into our groove here. So if there's one thing I seem to always have trouble with, it's the hitboxes of cannonballs. And it's funny that in apparently Forge Gorge, those weren't actual cannonballs. I thought maybe it was just, you know, cannonballs from the K.Rool fight being repurposed in a way that they weren't used in the original game, but it was actually apparently reskinned zingers that even had to be modified so that they didn't do their normal, you know, in-place movement. So awesome job getting that to look as amazing as it was. So any hitbox shenanigans I have here cannot be attributed to hitbox shenanigans, unlike how maybe they could have been in Forge Gorge. But okay, so let's see here. So jump over that one. Oh, up is duck, up is duck. And what happens here? Here it's okay. And then it comes too low, too high, right? Still need practice on that one. Another thing we've never really talked about is Dixie's hitbox. Like, no. Thinking about talking about Dixie's hitbox totally messed up everything. But is it smaller so that, like, she doesn't even have to duck under these ones? Okay, no, she does have to duck under them sometimes. But then other times it seems like she doesn't have to duck under them. So clearly, if there's one thing I still don't understand completely, it's character hitboxes. Because I could swear there were times where it's like, yeah, she can just stand and let those go over her, and then other times where she has to duck. I thought maybe it was just because, like, Diddy's taller? I don't know. Clearly, there's still things about Donkey Kong Country 2 I don't know. Actually, there's probably a lot of things I still don't know, despite the fact I've learned a lot of things throughout this ROM hack. Like, it's amazing to think just how many times I've played Donkey Kong Country 2, and yet I was still able to learn so much from this game. But with that said, I'm getting a little sloppy. Just mainly thinking about getting back to those later parts, and then it causes you to mess up on the earlier ones. So we'll get a few more lives. I can't imagine it's going to take too many more. And then we'll give it another shot. I feel like it's easier to get through those as Dixie for some reason. Maybe because, again, is it a hitbox thing? Is her roll smaller than Diddy's roll? It's very possible. But yeah, I just don't have nearly as good of luck as rolling through that as Diddy as I do with Dixie. But let's see. Overall, though, I just love the controls in this game. They just feel so good. I don't know what it is about modern video games. Like, even, you know, the Returns games, for example. Like, everything is so floaty in modern video games. Play a new Super Mario Brothers games. Mario's floating all over the place. But if you play Super Mario World, like, the controls are just so solid. And they do exactly what you want them to do. Like, you know, Mega Man was perfected around this time. I feel like the Super Nintendo was when so many games just got everything 100% perfect. And then, yeah, and for whatever reason, in modern video games, everything is just so floaty. It feels nowhere near as good. And that's just another big part of why I'll always support ROM hacks, because I'd much rather play a ROM hack of Donkey Kong Country 2 with, you know, the amazing controls and just everything else that was perfect back then, than play a newer game where, again, you know, Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze, for example, did so much right, but it still has that weird floatiness going on. Plus, I'll never understand in the new Donkey Kong Country games, why do you have to press the jump button immediately after landing on an enemy to get a bounce? Why can't you just hold the jump button? Like, who made that decision? Did they even play an original Donkey Kong Country game when, you know, designing that engine? Sometimes you have to wonder. And I don't know, I've been doing that lately where I let go of down too early. Is it the hitbox shenanigan thing again? Replay, do your thing. Okay. And what comes after this again? It's been so long. This, okay. And, ugh, I was hoping to avoid that. But then it's after that it's the stage we haven't yet gotten past. Okay, it's been a little while. Just needed that refresher. Okay, so I could probably just stand in that corner and do like a little hop to get over that. Maybe that would be simpler than rolling through everything? If we get back there with Diddy, I'll definitely try that, because his roll through the kind of spray of cannonballs there definitely seems to be less successful. And remember how much trouble we were having with that jump in the beginning? I have no idea why. Okay, so... Okay, I tried to do a little jump and he went a little bit higher than I was expecting. Maybe a big jump could get over that too? Or maybe we should just keep, you know, trying the rolls. And maybe a high jump could get past that. Don't know why I'm trying to mess with what was working before, but... I guess I'm just a little curious if there's a better way to do that. Oh! Yeah, the barrel's definitely messing up the cannonballs somehow. Ah, with the perfect timing, I think you probably could have jumped over that one. But again, why am I messing with this? Why? Why am I so determined to change how I've been doing that part? I guess I'm just looking for something a little bit more consistent, but the roll's not that bad. But yeah, especially with Diddy's like slightly higher jump, I feel like could definitely just jump. So again, if we get there with Diddy this time, perhaps we'll give that a shot. But yeah, overall, this is like nothing compared to the original K.Rool boss fight. Again, assuming it's just one hit, if it ends up being that it's still 9 hits somehow, that would be insane. But yeah, the original boss fight being 9 hits, and with all the little weird intricacies we encountered with that, there's no way this could ever be as difficult. But again, I probably shouldn't say anything until we're done. But yeah, look how easy that was. So, okay. So we learned the thing now, and then you just jump over that one, you can just hang out here. But then I get too, like, complacent. What comes next again? This one. Okay. And then you get this and this. Followed by the pyramid. Followed by that. Oh, and I was pressing down instead of up. And then a whole smorgasbord of stuff still comes there, so... Alright, we're not at the end yet, but that is the farthest that we've seen. Okay, so there's another purple smoke that comes later on that we definitely want to avoid. After the pyramid. Got it. Well, that was lucky. And then this one. This is actually the first time we've made it this far with Dixie, which is really interesting. And that's the farthest we've made it with Dixie. And then that puff of purple smoke comes out again. And then you still have to do some more shenanigans. We're getting closer. We're definitely getting closer. So it's interesting that we've actually made it that far with both Dixie and Diddy now. Really, either of them could be the character who gets us to the end of this fight. Now, do you think that's the last phase? It really seems like an all-out attack, like, you know, that end of the fight desperation sort of thing. Maybe? Or maybe there's, like, still a million more phases. I guess we'll just have to get there and find out. But yeah, it's a matter of this, like, we know how these beginning phases work. Just sometimes get sloppy with them because I'm too busy trying to figure out how to get past the future ones, but it's a lot of fun knowing that we can easily get past these phases now by just doing that. And then, yeah, just hide in this corner for like 30 seconds. Can't complain too much about that. Alright, then that brings this phase. And then the pyramid. Oh, so you can duck under that. Got it. What is next? Okay. Ah! again, like when he's shooting arcing ones. Oh, I was hoping we'd get to see, you know, just a little bit more. Maybe the barrel with the cannonball in it's coming up. I don't know. Oh. Oh, whoops. Alright, well that's a cool strategy for that part. Yeah, overall I feel like the middle of this fight is like the least troublesome. And then you rush this. And then you duck that. Yeah, okay. And then there's just all sorts of crazy things going on there that we haven't really had the chance to experience yet, but we have seen them just from, you know, the time that elapses during the death animation there. Oh my goodness. Crazy. Come on! Yes! Yes! I can't move, so I was like, wait a minute, it's not like the original one where you have to get out of the way. Diddy did it! You did it, Diddy! I knew you could! Ah, you won! Oh, what a good fight that was. That was fantastic, and it really was just like learning. No, I pressed the self-destruction button on my cabin. Everyone get out! Run! Silly Cranky. We told you installing that button would be nothing but trouble, but you didn't listen. Oh, he's just kidding. Haha. That note never gets old, but seriously, let's go. I bet he has a self-destruct button in there somewhere, though. Well, friends, it happened again. So since we are here, alrighty, let's check the stats. Surely, Mario's still in first. What? You did a thing! No, seriously, good job, man! You are indeed pretty decent at this game. Haha! We unveiled everything, well done! Oh, that's a cool screen. Congratulations, all secrets have been unveiled, and Winky has been rescued. Was that the purpose of this? Honestly, if there was a story to it, now that I think about it, I avoided everything I could in regards to this hack. So, you know, if there was a story that wasn't stated expressly in this game, and you know, I was supposed to read it somewhere else, I didn't know that was the point. But if it was, we rescued you, Winky. Now you can go back to being only in Donkey Kong Country 1 where nobody will ever want to use you. Wow. And I'm pressing buttons, and this is the screen we're on. Now, last time we had the credit sequence, I did not wait at the end of the credits for a little bit, and then Cranky tells you a secret, and the secret he would have told you was about the different color palettes we were experimenting with for the characters back earlier on in the hack. But I was silly and I pressed the button by accident because I always forget about that secret. So I'm gonna sit here for a couple minutes while I tell you all about how this game was like, holy cow, amazing. What a fantastic ROM hack this was, and I could not be any happier than that I played it. So thank you to everyone who's just been watching and enjoying. it's just been so much fun, and to always, you know, see the comments, interact with everyone in that regard, that just made playing this even better. Of course, EvilsDeathAzul and even others who worked on the hack, you know, giving feedback and such along the way. Apparently, again, you know, I'm really one of the only non-speedrun players who's played through this game legitimately now. And that's really cool to think. You know, of course, could have been a little cleaner than there at the end with the final boss, but we did it. And that was awesome. I'm just really happy there wasn't, like, you know, any additional stages. Still not exactly sure what happened with that last kind of barrage of bullets. We kind of lucked out, but hey, I'm not going to complain. Now, again, can we do anything here? There's probably a secret code. Knowing EvilsDeathAzul and all the secrets packed into this game, there's probably a code. Let's do, like, the Konami code. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start, or something. Oh. But there you go. That is Unveiled. An absolutely fantastic game. And one other thing I guess we should try is resetting the game. So just give me one moment here. Well, I get up so I can do that. Alright, so let's see. I guess this will also allow us to see just how long it took us to get that final victory there. And I guess it will also let us see what the final percentage is. Will it be any different because of the additional coins? Usually DK coins aren't worth percent, except in the Lost World. So let's have a look here. And it is indeed still 102%, with 45 hours and 14 minutes being our final time to get no Creme coins. How did we manage to miss all of those? Wow, this must be the worst Let's Play ever. And 47 DK coins. And what happens if we go here? It takes us to Creme, keep. And if we visit Cranky one last time... Well, you didn't make any progress. I mean, if there's more progress to be made, please feel free to let me know. But otherwise, that is Unveiled. I've said it a million times already. I'm sure I'll say it a million times more. I could not have been happier to play this incredible hack, and just thank you so much to everyone who's come along and joined in. It really was a lot of fun, and it was thanks to all of you that it really was just as fun as it could be. So thanks again for watching, hope you enjoyed, and take care!